right, we call the February 21st, 2023 Architecture Review Board meeting to order at 5:35. Call to order, or roll call.
Gary Noah.
Here.
Ryan Parsons.
Here.
Dennis Marino.
Here. All right. Approval of the minutes from the ARB meeting held on February 7th, 2023. Any comments?
No, I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, the minutes are approved. Agenda item number 1 is case ARB 23-04, 1000 Bell Road, proposed restroom facility at the South Russell Park. And it's presented by Gerald Canton and Tim Adler.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
And I would like to thank you for your service to our community.
You're very welcome.
On behalf of council and our Parks Committee, I am Councilmember Gerald Canton, and I am here along with our Street Commissioner, Tim Adler, to speak a little bit about the proposed restroom for our beautiful park.
Yep.
Ever since the land was purchased for the park, we've added value to it. Pavilion, playground, rain, and butterfly garden, and pretty soon you'll be seeing 1,000 daffodils that were planted by the Chagrin Garden Club. The proposed restroom, built by a double Rocky Mountain model by CXT Inc. The offices are throughout the country. The Northeast sales offices in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sales rep there is Greg Zendarski at 412-398-4286. The home office is in Spokane, Washington. Now, a few of the goals that we wanted to reach. We wanted to purchase a restroom that matched our park pavilion. Simple to install, ready to use, easy to maintain. They'll be double vaulted, 12 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet, evergreen roof, mountain blend stone and Napa Valley stone texture. Now the foundation will be dug by our service department. We'd like to have the entrances to the restroom facing west for safety. So parents are playground with their children, and their children are going to be using the facilities, so parents can see them enter and exit. No water or source. It's going to be pumped once or twice a year. And this has been presented to planning.
Okay.
February the 9th of this year, and they gave a thumbs up. Now, at this time, I would like to yield to our Streets Commissioner, Tim Adler.
Thank you. And also with the Planning Commission, what they requested is exterior lighting, time blocks, and interior lights that would come on by motion when someone enters the restroom.
Okay.
The only issue that's left is the board and back, which is going to be above the stone on the outside. The stone is going to match the fireplace as close as we could. And depending on what kind of printer you have, is what choices you get on the color. So in order, I talked to the manufacturer, and they said with a Sherwin-Williams color chart, find the color and they'll make it.
Good.
So if it pleases the committee, you guys can choose the color for the board and back on top. We've tried to match the picnic tables or the pavilion, the wood. We could probably get that pretty close if you feel you want to do that, or we could come up with a color.
Okay.
So that's the only thing left. The roof is going to match pretty close, and the stone is going to match the fireplace.
Well, that does make perfect sense. The thing that's lacking in the submission here is that we don't have an existing pavilion to compare two. Not that that's the end of the world, but it's just, I'm just trying to look at the different options between the double Rocky Mountain and the Rocky Mountain and all that, and trying to figure out which one actually will match. I understand, they both have, I assume if I heard you correctly, it's a double Rocky Mountain, right?
We opted for the double Rocky Mountain because of having a male and female side, and also there's a section in the center where there's an entrance door in the back.
Except for storage
like
materials?
storage.
Yeah.
Store anything to be used in the facility, cleaning material, anything like that that we would use, we could store on there.
Sure. Yeah, I saw that in the plan. So, and relative to picking the colors, for us to pick a color without actually physically being there is very difficult. So I would probably leave it to you guys to pick the right color.
Okay.
With your intent of trying to match things as closely as possible, we would want that, right? So I don't have a problem with you guys selecting a color, knowing that that's what you're not going to put fluorescent orange on it, obviously. Yeah.
We want to blend it in the surrounding as much as possible.
Sure, understood. And the same thing with the stone. I'm sort of surprised that the manufacturer doesn't send, I understand they're going to tell you Sherwin-Williams, I'm surprised they don't send you physical samples of something.
I requested them, they just haven't, I don't know if they're backed up or
Okay,
what have you. I called probably 2 weeks ago and requested that, and they haven't arrived yet.
so if we were to approve this tonight, is your plan to wait until you get the samples before you select them, or what are you thinking?
I would get with the park committee and we would choose out the color chart.
As far as the stone is concerned as well.
The stone is pretty close to match. That's what the gentleman assured me, that it's gonna be close.
The people that sell this.
Correct.
Okay, and how do they, not to be difficult, how do they know it's gonna match?
Their color chart is fairly accurate with the stone, but not with these colors, because the colors are shades off.
No, I understand that. I've always had a real problem with, taking a printed color chart of any material and saying it's a close match, because it usually is off somewhat. That being said, if everybody feels comfortable, it's not gonna be dramatically different.
I will request that they expedite and send us samples of the stone then.
That's a recommendation, is to just make sure that, so that you're not surprised when it shows up and somebody says,
Sure.
who picked that one?
Shades off, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one more point of, this building is 100% correct, concrete.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I've seen the same type of thing I think they have that at Fort Meadows.
It's close, yes.
Yeah,
More
same
or less
type of
has
thing.
one also.
And, it looks great, for being all concrete. So, do you guys have any comments?
No, I agree with everything that you've said, is that I don't have the concern with color selection. You'll probably even find one, if you didn't want to go down the 1,000 Sherwin-Williams colors, there's probably one on here that
Yeah, usually,
is close enough, because that wood is going to change on the pavilion too,
Correct.
that's
as it
true,
weathers.
that's true.
And it'll probably, if this is all concrete, the manufacturer won't like hearing it, it'll change on there
Does
as
the
well.
pavilion have a stain on it, or is
It
it?
does have a stain on it. We did just this winter bring up all 4 picnic tables,
Okay,
stain them all down to the bare wood, restained them, and we're gonna do the pillars on the pavilion as well.
so is that a solid stain, or is that a transparent?
It's a semi-transparent.
Semi-transparent, okay. I couldn't remember. I've driven by it many times.
Sherwin-Williams thing?
No, it's an industrial paint.
Okay.
Industrial. It's what was recommended from the builder.
Okay,
Sure, okay, I was wondering if you had done it, you got something to match it to,
That would
so,
make it easy.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it shouldn't be hard.
any other comments?
No, I think that.
Okay, if that, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, you're approved.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just the color?
So check the. That's the one on the
Yes.
side.
I think it is.
Okay.
Thanks.
Can you pass? Thank you. All right, agenda item number 2, case ARB 23-03-A, 972 Bell Road, resubmission from the 2/7/2023 meeting for the proposed entrance. Is that you?
Yeah.
So I understand the decision was made not to go for a variance.
Right. So you wanted, last time we talked about, it wasn't a very good thing, actually, I don't think we had a picture of the front.
We did not, yeah.
So I took a picture of the front.
Okay.
And there's some detail around the door that you wanted to see, so that the main door is on the left. And the solution was to just continue that refill down and create a cover over the front porch and add a couple brackets on each side for support.
Yep.
And the other question was then to add or to move the door to the right and fill it in with a window.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think you accomplished what we needed to see from my perspective. I don't know if you guys have any.
No, I agree.
All right, so with that being said, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Best to you.
I'll see you soon for price to add that. Thank you.
All right, okay.
There should be a music playing or something.
I know, right?
Should put a theme.
I'll do that one. You're good. Okay, so third one on the agenda will never pass. Approved. So, agenda item 3, case number ARB 2305-576 Industrial Parkway, proposed smoke shack accessory structure and fence enclosure, presented by Justin Davies. That must be you? Okay, so tell us what you're doing.
All right, so, thank you all for being here tonight.
Sure.
My name is Justin Davies, I'm the architect, here on behalf of Wine Guys Barbecue. The Rachel Sherry is here, with the owner, and she has a company, their husband. And they've, recently signed the lease at 576 Industrial Parkway, which is an existing industrial building, has 3 tenants in it. One is a physical therapy, and then there's a gym in the farm structure. And just to kind of get oriented, the pictures I included in the package, if you have anything there.
Mhm.
Maybe you put those up. You wanna see the photos? You wanna see the photos?
I did see them. I mean,
Did you see it?
Yeah, we have it too.
Yeah, we have
it, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I have a copy here, so.
yeah, we have it here.
Yeah, okay. So, the first photo is a view of their space on the corner. It's the front tenant space here.
Mhm.
It's kind of a determination of Industrial Parkway.
Yeah.
The last building in the corner of, it's actually the corner lot in South Russell Township. And there's a few more photos in here kind of showing the adjacent buildings. They're all really kind of commercial spaces. And the adjacent property next to it is the sports fields for the church next door. And there's I believe it's an auto.
A chain link fence with like a garden and something.
Yeah, so kind of across the parking lot from there, the chain link fence picture, there's, yeah, they use it to store equipment and things like that. And then, the last 2 pictures kind of show the area on the side of the property where we're proposing, this accessory structure.
Is there an existing kitchen there now? And
It's just an empty commercial space.
okay,
So,
so this whole thing is part of
correct.
your project. It's just what you're doing to the exterior is adding this
Yes.
this
exactly.
enclosure for the.
So there's actually very little we're changing on the building itself. I mean, besides the commercial kitchen build out
Right.
inside. And it's gonna be used for catering purposes, so, we did go to the zoning board and the planning board. It's really gonna be used for a commercial kitchen for, off-site catering purposes. So really, no access to the general public.
No, I understood this. I read through the zoning comments and so on, so that's good.
So our proposed, it's a semi-enclosed structure on accessory structure. We've maintained kind of a 15-foot distance from the existing building for Sean Davis's request. We had it reviewed by the fire, prevention officer. And the other comment that came from planning was to include a fence that would essentially run from the existing building to the corner of the smoker, just to prevent any, public safety measure, considering there's, sports fields adjacent.
So how you ward off people to drive by and smell something really tasty?
It's going to be difficult, but we'll have to. So it's really, pretty basic, structure. The intent is to do a 3-sided enclosure using a split face block
Did you have samples of the split face?
what's that?
You have any samples of the split face, or you just
I got a small sample. The intent is really to
match
to
the
try to kind of match what's on the building. The building is painted split face right now, But
Yeah.
if we're not intending to paint, just for, maintenance purposes, is that?
Okay, and the metal roof on it is,
We're just gonna do a corrugated metal roof,
so galvanized?
aluminum. Yes.
And then the fence is aluminum or steel?
Yeah, the intent was to do just aluminum, a 3-foot, aluminum, black aluminum fence.
Okay,
With a gate just for access there.
sure.
And then the framing for the structure itself looks like it's black.
Yeah, the
It's
framing,
like-
we're intended to just do a black steel frame.
Mhm.
Really kind of basic. So you can see it's partially enclosed and kind of, obviously covered from the elements, also as kind of a safety measure to close, the smokers themselves, and provide a little coverage. In the winter, they smoke year round, so. And then on the back side, we have an extension for kind of some wood storage, just to kind of cover good storage area. And on the existing building, the only change that we're really making there is the existing side entrance is a single door.
Yeah.
So the intent is to use that, remove the window adjacent to it and fill it with a double door, just so they can get easy access for cars to different things like
Is there signage at
that. I think we'll probably come back when they decide what they want to do for signage.
all? Okay,
Right now, we're not intending to do anything major.
I think it seems like a pretty clean, straightforward approach to doing what you need to do. You guys have any comments on this?
No, I agree. I'll make a motion to approve.
Yeah. That's
Oh, I have comments. Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 You're approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's good seeing you. I just can't imagine going to physical therapy while I'm smelling this.
I'm trying to figure, do you go to physical therapy and then go to the smoker, or you go to the smoker and then go to the smoker?
Balance.
Well, there's a balance.
You should get kickbacks. This could become a very popular physical therapy spot.
Just,
Wish you the best.
we can do everything else in the mouth.
Do you have to come by for samples or prove this?
Don't worry. It's rough and ready.
Is the Burton location?
Yeah, we were in Burton.
Are you, is
We're not there anymore.
Okay.
It was done, but that's where we started.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Bernie?
It was right off the main circle, kind of heading towards
What's
the
the
fairgrounds, there's
strategy?
that
You
main
just
street that
submit
shoots
to
right up.
you,
It's like, I used to be Tom and Jerry's.
You're like the north end of the strip there.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I remember CJ's, I think it is, has, sometimes they use barbecue outside, not smoking.
Oh, yeah, yes, if you just go around the circle, we're pretty much on the other end, but.
So you moved that one from there to here? Got it.
Oh,
Good, all right, great.
What happened to, actually, yeah, what,
What?
the other place that was there for
For your plans.
a while, the barbecue place, changed names and burned to the ground.
Yeah, it was, the Smiths, and
Yeah.
they sold it to.
Oh, they sold it, okay.
Vinny's Restaurant, which is in Middlefield, and he opened just like another concept there.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, it's completely, it's not even there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rubble, yeah.
Yep. Alright, lots of basketball practice.
yeah.
Are they at, Kenston or where they?
Shaker.
Shaker?
Yeah.
Okay, you're out there.
Right out there.
Yeah. Alright, I'll see you.
All right, see you. Thank you.
Hey, Ryan, you signed it next to not approved.
Did I? Oh, well, it's still marked approved, whatever.
Just keep-
Keep
Sorry, I kept wondering where it is.
You'll get the process down.
Yeah, a couple years from now, probably.
We need rubber stamps.
There's something therapeutic about this.
Yeah, there is.
The digital feel is not the same. I don't think we have any
Any new business? I don't think so.
old business. No.
Figure out where you can get their barbecue from.
I forgot a sample.
Uh-oh. Just go out there, you wanna throw it out the window?
Be careful, man. I told you. Somebody unfortunate.
I think you saw it.
I'll make sure, they'll be in the office. Experience with map folding, I can tell, just the way these things get back to me.
You
Very
press
nice.
folding, yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Sure, yeah, you're just being ambitious and after removing a clip, I'm trying to avoid.
Did we adjourn?
What's-
Did we?
Oh, I did not adjourn.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna adjourn at 6 o'clock.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Ryan missing. Oh, did he catch him?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, good.
See what Tony's hiring.
See you.